Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I am going to be talking about Onyx by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 2 in the Lux series, and I just gotta say, I didn't think it was possible, but I like this book more than the first one. You know, because I'm sure we all have those series that we think, oh, the first book was so awesome, so the second one has to be super awesome too, and then we build up this awesome hype in our minds, and then you read the second one and it's not as good as you thought it would be. I've had that happen to me before, and I was afraid that was what was going to happen here, but it didn't, so that was a huge, huge plus to me. So, there are going to be spoilers in this book review, since it is the second in a series, so if you have not read the first book yet, which is Obsidian, I highly recommend you go read that first, and then come back and watch this later, join a little discussion, what have you. So, with that, I'm going to say goodbye to the non-spoilery people. For those of you who are still tuned in, hello spoilery people, and let's get into this, shall we? So, like I said in my little intro, I like this book a lot. So, a little time has passed since the first book, and Damon and Katie are still not a couple, which I like. I love how this is not a total head over the heels, love at first sight sort of thing. Yes, there is an attraction there. There is chemistry, and it is awesome. Katie is trying to deny this, of course, because Damon was a jackass to her for a good part of the first book, and she is not quite so willing to just let that slide. She is still hurt over it. I believe she does understand the reasoning for it. That still doesn't, erase the fact that it had happened, and it stung. That, and she does not feel that Damon truly likes her. She feels it's this whole weird, freaky alien link between them that has formed since the last book. So she feels that his feelings are basically a side effect of the link, and she doesn't want that. She doesn't want this forced relationship, so she's denying everything that he is throwing at, which, I feel is a reasonable response on both counts. So, meanwhile, with this relationship drama, Dee gets together with another Lux Inn member, Adam. So, in this book, there's something a little wrong with Katie. She's been not quite so normal. She's displaying signs of having all sorts of weird powers now, and when that first happened, I immediately thought, is she turning into a Luxin? With the whole weird showdown thing that happened in the last book, is she somehow turning into a Luxin? Another thought that occurred to me was, somewhere down her family tree was there a Luxin, and is she some sort of weird, cross between human and Luxin, and her Luxin abilities lie dormant until now, since she's been exposed to all this alien crap. Is that somehow awakening some, dormant recessive gene powers or something? So that was my those were my two theories when she started displaying all these freaky alien abilities. And I'm still holding on to those theories pretty tightly. They're probably wrong, but you know what? There's so few more books to go, so who knows, maybe there could be a grain of truth between my own theory. But what we find out instead, after this new kid, Blake, comes waltzing in, is that because Damon healed her, she is now this weird human-Luxin hybrid. She's human still, but she has Damon's abilities, and she has the potential to be stronger than him abilities-wise, which is kind of terrifying, because Damon is one of the strongest out there in the area, so holy crap. And we find out that Blake is a hybrid too, because he was healed by a Luxin friend that he had growing up. And we find out all sorts of other things from this bond, and just, oh my god. It was a really interesting read. I like how it was all done. I had serious trouble putting this book down, which is very problematic, because I read while I'm on break at work, and my breaks are only 15 minutes. Yeah, I lose track of time pretty quick. So yes, and also Damon is really jealous of Katie spending so much time with Blake because he's trying to teach her how to use her abilities. And there's this whole crazy deal with the government who know about the Luxin, And we find out later that they know more than they let on, which is terrifying, really. And they're working with the arm, and just... shit is hitting the fan. We're finding out so much, and it's like, holy crap, what is the end game here? And you're starting to realize, who can they really trust in this book? It's like no one can be trusted now, and it's terrifying. And we find out the whole government putting up with the Luxon is because they want human Luxon hybrids, like Katie and Blake, to basically, I guess, have a superhuman army, which is, could be very, very bad if they get it. And things are insane, guys. I was shocked to have so much happen in a second book in a series, and I believe there's like, what, 2 or 3 other books? So if this much is happening in the second one, I'm nervous to see what happens in the third book and stuff, because it's like, first off, how can you top all this stuff going on? How is it going to be resolved? And it's making me really nervous, but in a good way. Like in a nervous, like, I must read more to find out what happens sort of way. There's so much stuff is going on, and it is awesome, and just, oh my god. And don't get me started on all the betrayal and backstabbing. Oh my god. Can I just say, all I have to say along the lines of Blake and Will, I want to punch them both in the freaking face with a metal glove that has spikes on the knuckles. And even then, I don't think I'd be happy. Those two, I want to see suffer now. Holy crap. I know something was going to be going on with Will, and Blake did seem a little too good to be true. And we did see, like, more of his true self coming out, but just still, oh my god. Just, what are everyone else's thoughts on that? And what punishment would you like to see doled out upon those two? So, I'm going to cut myself off here, because I know if I keep going on and on, I will probably be ranting and rambling and repeating myself. So, all in all, this book was awesome. I loved it. I'm loving the series, and I can't wait to keep reading. So, that is it for this book review, and I will see you guys next time. See ya!